Relax, it's just a prank. That's what my brother Ali Raza said, laughing, as the taxi drove away. Without me, without my passport, without my bag, without anything. I stood on the sidewalk, frozen, watching the car disappear into traffic. My parents were inside. My sister, Hira Raza, was filming, laughing. The last thing I heard before the door slammed was my mother's voice. Let's see how long she lasts. Then they were gone. Just like that. In a foreign country. Alone. No phone signal. No money. No documents. At first, I didn't move. Didn't think. Didn't even breathe properly. Because my brain was still trying to catch up to what just happened. They left me. As a joke. I looked around. Strange streets. Unknown language. People passing by. Not even noticing me. The sky felt too big. The ground felt unstable. And for the first time in my life, I felt truly alone. Okay, I whispered to myself. Think. Panic wouldn't help. Crying wouldn't fix anything. And calling them. I didn't even have my phone. I checked my pockets again. Nothing. No passport. No wallet. No ID. Nothing. My chest tightened. Because this wasn't funny. This wasn't a prank. This was abandonment. I sat down on the edge of the sidewalk. Tried to breathe. Tried to focus. People stared for a moment. Then kept walking. Because to them, I was just another stranger. Another lost face in a busy place. Minutes passed. Or maybe hours. I couldn't tell anymore. Then suddenly, a memory hit me. A number. Someone I hadn't spoken to in years. Zara Siddiqui. My old university friend. The one who moved abroad. The one my family used to say was too independent. I stood up quickly. Heart racing. If I could just find a phone. I looked around. Finally spotted a small cafe across the street. I walked in. Nervous. Shaky. Excuse me. I said to the man behind the counter. Can I please use your phone? It's an emergency. He hesitated. Looked me up and down. Then nodded slowly. 2 minutes, he said. Thank you, I whispered. My hands trembled as I dialed the number. Once. Twice. 3 times. Then. Hello. My throat tightened. Zara. I said. A pause. Then. Wait, is that you? Relief hit me so hard, I almost collapsed. Yes, I said quickly. I need help. I explained everything. Every detail. Every second. There was silence on the other end. Then her voice changed. Cold. Focused. Stay where you are, she said. I'm coming. I hung up, heart still racing. But something had changed. I wasn't alone anymore. Not completely. 40 minutes later, a car stopped outside the cafe. Not ordinary. Not simple. Black. Sleek. Expensive. The door opened, and Zara stepped out. But she wasn't the same girl I remembered. Confident. Sharp. Powerful. She walked in, saw me, and froze for a second. Then she hugged me tightly. What did they do to you? She whispered. I didn't answer. Because honestly, I was still trying to understand it myself. She pulled back and looked at me seriously. Don't worry, she said. You're safe now. Safe. That word felt unfamiliar, but comforting. I nodded slowly, because something told me this wasn't the end of the story. Not even close. Because the same family who left me here was about to see me again. And when they did, they wouldn't be laughing anymore. Zara didn't take me back to a small apartment. She took me somewhere I wasn't expecting. A private residence. Modern. Quiet. Secure. The kind of place that didn't ask questions. It just protected. Stay here for now, she said. You'll figure everything else later. I nodded, still processing everything. Over the next few days, things moved fast. Zara handled what I couldn't. Emergency documents. Embassy visits. Legal steps. Things I didn't even know where to begin with. You're not the first person something like this has happened to, she told me. But you might be the first who turns it into something bigger. At first, I didn't understand what she meant. But slowly, I did. Because being left behind didn't just hurt. It changed something inside me. I stopped waiting for people. Stopped expecting anything. And started focusing on what I could control. Myself. Zara introduced me to her work. International consulting. High-level clients. Real decisions. Real impact. You're smart, she said one evening. You just never had the space to prove it. So I took that space. I learned. Worked. Observed. Failed. Improved. And over time, I became someone new. Not overnight, but steadily. Confident, independent, unrecognizable. Months turned into a year. And that country, the place I was abandoned in, became the place I rebuilt myself. Then one day, Zara walked into the room with a file. "You're going to like this," she said. I raised an eyebrow. "What is it?" She placed it in front of me. A contract. A major event. International. High profile. Guest list included business families. Investors. And then, my eyes stopped. One name. My family. Ali Raza. Hira Raza. My parents. Invited. Expected. I looked up slowly. Zara watched my reaction. "Interesting, right?" she said. I didn't smile. Didn't react immediately. Because this wasn't coincidence. This was timing. Perfect timing. "They're coming here?" I asked quietly. She nodded. "Yes." A pause. Then she added, "And you'll be there too." I leaned back in my chair, thinking, not about revenge, not about anger, but something else. Closure. Because the same people who left me with nothing were about to see me again. Not lost, not helpless, but standing exactly where they never expected me to be. And this time, I wouldn't be the one left behind. The night of the event arrived. Lights everywhere. Elegant hall. People dressed in confidence. And me, standing right in the center of it all. Not as a guest. Not as someone lost. But as someone who belonged. Then I saw them. My family. Walking in. Laughing. Carefree. Just like the day they left me behind. Until they saw me. They froze. Completely. My brother, Ali Raza, took a step back. My sister, Hira Raza, lowered her phone. My mother's face went pale. My father couldn't even speak. Because the girl they abandoned was standing in front of them. Stronger. Calmer. Unbreakable. "You," my mother whispered. I walked toward them slowly. No anger. No tears. Just clarity. "Yes," I said. Silence. Heavy. Uncomfortable. My father finally found his voice. "We thought it was just a joke." I looked at him. "No," I replied quietly. "It showed me exactly who you are." No one argued. Because they couldn't. My brother tried to laugh. "This is crazy." I shook my head. "No," I said. "What's crazy is thinking I needed you to survive." A pause. Then I added, "But I didn't." Their expressions changed. Not proud. Not relieved. Regret. Because now they understood. They didn't lose me that day. They gave me a reason to become someone they could never control again. I stepped back. "This is where we end," I said calmly. No drama. No revenge. Just truth. I turned and walked away. This time, I wasn't the one being left behind. They were. Glowing star moral of the story. Sometimes the people who abandon you give you the greatest gift, freedom. And once you grow without them, you realize you were never the weak one.